Hi everybody, welcome to a very powerful video. Today we are going to cover Iron Condor. We're gonna discuss the strength of it, the weakness of it, and most importantly, how to adjust an Iron Condor. We're gonna learn it in detail. We're gonna go in depth. Make sure that you watch the video till the very end. Before we start talking about the Condor and all the different angles we try to cover, I have to tell you the disclaimer. The strategy explained is for educational purpose only. The adjustments which we're gonna talk about, the main bullet points which we're going to discuss, contains certain amount of risk to the capital. There is no strategy which is holy grail. Stock trading, option trading always contains risk to capital. Now let's discuss the Iron Condor. We're going to talk about strong points, but most importantly, we're going to talk about the weak points of a Condor and how we can really adjust it. Let's start all the fun now. So here we are on an option simulator, and as you know that Iron Condor is a non-directional strategy, so let's just select a strike. For those who are brand new to the markets, Iron Condor is an option strategy which contains selling and buying an option. So let me just create it and then I'm going to explain you a bit and why this Condor is so popular. There is a big reason behind this, and the reason you can see on your screen. Point number one is that market currently is 25,112, so we can go out of the money slightly above the market. We sell the call, and then when we sell 24,450, we look to buy the call now, which is slightly more above. So we sell expensive and then we buy the call. Same thing we can do on the put side. First, we are selling the expensive put, which is around 89.5, and then we are buying. Because it's a combination of selling and buying in the same series, it gives you some kind of a payoff, which you can see on your screen. Now, the reason why it is really popular among the working professional is probably what you see, that theta decay. When you short an Iron Condor, theta decay is expected to work in the favor if market stays in the range. As you can see, the margin requirement is also not so high when you trade a Condor, because you are selling something and then you're buying something as well. But if the market stays in the range, as you can see in the green zone, then it is all fine. But when this green zone market try to break and come out in some kind of a red zone, which you can see, then the actual test of the adjustment starts. So I'm just not going to tell you the theory part. I'm going to show you a month in which market really moved very fast and furious and really try to challenge our Condor. How do we adjust it? Because if I just pick a month in which market stays in the range, then it's gonna be quite easy, favorable month for us. But we're gonna discuss the tough things on this channel. We do it. So let's quickly load the month in which market trended and how do we really deal with it. So here we are on a simulator. Obviously we picked the trending month and market has been trending like anything, and the VIX is also very low. That means the range is not so big. So we selected 1st of September, and as we know that we picked the monthly expiry, which is expiring on 30th. This is a simulator and we look to create our Condor really quickly, and this is an option chain, assuming that we are taking a position on 1st of September in the morning, first 15 minutes. So number one thing is that Iron Condor is made up of selling and buying an option. So here we are selling out of the money. 25,000 call is what we sell, and then obviously we have to provide the cover. After all, this is a Condor, so we did exactly that. On the put side, we're gonna do the same thing, is that we go out of the money and we sell the put side. This is a put now, out of the money, we can sell it. Now this is not a recommendation to you, this is just a demonstration. Now here when you see, this is how the Condor looks, and it looks quite standard. As you can see, if market stays in the range, then it's no problem. But if market starts to trend, that is where the challenge gonna happen, and the challenge is taken. Now let's see what happens with the trade now. And 2nd of September we are here now, and obviously if market is in the range, the theta decay is happening in the market, but market is going to trend now very fast. As you can see now, it's 1 week is gone, and the reason why do you see that we are in the positive territory is because market is not trending. So Let's see what happens now if market really. So now market is going on the upside, and if we wait a little, now what we see is that market is really coming and coming near to our upper break even. And it hasn't breached yet. Maybe market can just come back, and if market come back, they're gonna be in our favor, so we don't have to adjust it yet. And when we wait for another day, what do we see now? It's a breach. Now here, this is what we sold, and market has gone here, and naturally we can expect the trade is going against us. Number one problem which we have now is that if market continue going upwards, what do we see is that we are looking at -4316, which is if we do not do any adjustment and if market continue to go down. This is not the adjustment which we do, but because this is popular and I have to clear your doubts in one short video, this is how maximum people do. But the issue here is that if market snaps back a little, what you see this red zone is even more difficult. Point number one. Point number two, if you're selling put outside OTM, this is a naked position which will require for very high margin. You require to give extra margin when you sell anything naked, and obviously selling anything naked contains higher degree of risk. So this is the reason why this kind of adjustment is not really preferred. So what is a good alternative adjustment? Step number one, we will see the put side. Obviously, if market is going up, put side on a simulator is expected to work in our favor, and then we can obviously square off our put side. This is a simulator, and this is what it's telling us, that the puts rate have reduced obviously, and we look to exit now from the put side. At the same time, what do is that we open option chain immediately. We open option chain, we see where the market is, and what do? We look to sell this put, and we look to buy a cover, which is probably we can long 24,850. When you do something like this, basically what you're doing is market has gone up, you're squaring off your put and you're bringing it closer to where the market is. Now when we do something like this, the payoff will look very much familiar to you. So let's have a look at this. This is how your payoff looks when you adjust it. So basically what you have done is you have converted your condor into an iron fly. I've seen people starting their trade with iron fly immediately, especially when the VIX is low. When you start with condor, two things is what we can expect. Number one, market may be trending. Number two, market may not be trending. If market do not trend, if market just stay within the range, condor can give us the theta decay with every passing day. But if it trends like in this example, then we can always convert our condor into an iron fly. All we can do is we can just require to shift our strike from OTM to ATM. So I have a golden question for you. If you've been doing iron fly, especially when the VIX is low, the range is super narrow, always move your iron fly like I've demonstrated here. Now, also second point, which is very strong, that if you do not do any adjustment in iron condor, you could see that the red valley is very, very thick. But as soon as you convert it into fly, not just you are getting the familiar payoff, which is a fly, and we can do a lot of adjustment, but if market continue to go up now, what do you see? The red zone have decreased quite significantly because you have taken extra credit when you're moving your strike. I hope this point is making some kind of a sense for you why we are doing what we are doing when we look to adjust our trade. Why haven't we sold an out of the money put? Really out of the money, because selling a naked put, first of all, that contains a very degree of high risk. When you trade into the options and you have to adjust, it's better to keep your risk lower as you can. Risk cannot be zero, but at least you can look to reduce it to best of your ability, like this simulator is demonstrating to you. Now let's go ahead and let's see what happens with this trade. So we're gonna go ahead now. If we do not do any adjustment, and if market just continue to just rocket up and market just continue to go up, even in that situation, you have reduced your red zone, as you can see over here. Now obviously we can adjust our iron fly with a lot of different ways. I mean, we can move our fly where the market is. We can create one more fly slightly above the market. We could do it. In the past, I've made quite a lot of videos about iron fly, how you can really adjust it. I'm not going to cover that in this particular video because the topic is very different. When the VIX is low, much better to probably start with Condor. Now Condor has one weakness which we are addressing here in this video right in front of you, and you've seen that market is going up and market is going down. If we do not do any adjustment, right, what you see is that market has snapped back now, and we can obviously completely square off our trade here. Even if market just continue to go up, even then you know exactly what exactly is at stake. Market has returned now, and one can very easily come to square off it. You can also keep a hard exit with your trading when you do a Condor. Now I have to tell you some more important points which you must know when you trade iron Condor. So there are few things. Number one is challenge number one, picking the right day for max effect. That means for Condor, you do not want to probably trade when there is any kind of a breakout, or there is any kind of a news expected probably next week. Then the Condor may not be good. I'm sure you must have learned a lot from this video. How do we convert our trade for the maximum effect? Thanks for watching, and I wish you all the very best. Take care. Bye-bye. All the best.